missing someone. With all your missing someone.
Hello gorgeous people, welcome to another episode of Remi's Recipes. This week I had the weirdest craving. I was actually craving my mom's 7-layer dip. This is not healthy, but I just assumed that it would be really easy to make healthy, and it also just seems like a pretty easy meal to make in general. So I have an idea of how to make it healthy, but I've also never made this meal before. So if it seems like I don't know what I'm doing in this video, it's because I don't know what I'm doing in this video. But what else is new, okay? I'm hoping that it will turn out really well. So without further ado, let's get started. So if you're not familiar with a 7-layer dip, it is typically refined beans, then guacamole, then sour cream, then cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, green onions, and olives, and all that good stuff. But we're doing like more of like a healthy version, so we are not doing sour cream. So I think I'm gonna switch up a few of the layers. Here, I'll just show you the actual process. So okay, here we go. So I have my pan here. I'm just gonna put it on like medium to high heat. I've just opened up a can of refined beans, and then I'm going to literally just get this out of the can. That looks very appetizing. So now we're gonna heat this up, and we're also gonna put some taco seasoning. And you actually don't even have to heat it up, but I thought that since I was gonna do taco seasoning, I would already go ahead and heat it up. So the first thing that we're gonna do is some cumin, and then we're going to do some chili powder, if it will focus, then some onion powder, then just a little bit of cayenne pepper because this stuff is hot, so we're only putting a little bit, and then a little bit of oregano, and then just some salt and pepper. We're also doing paprika. Okay, now I'm just gonna mix this all together. Okay, now that we got our first layer done, we're gonna go ahead and start stacking stuff up. So to make this 7-layer dish, I brought up this really cute little dish. So we're going to put everything in here. So I'm first just gonna go ahead and get our first layer in there. Okay, so as you can see, this first layer is still pretty hot. I mean, you can probably still see the steam. So while it's hot, I wanna make sure that the paleo cheese can actually melt. So we're gonna be switching up the layers just a bit and putting on the paleo cheese next. Okay, now for the paleo cheese, I've grated up just half of the cube that came in, and now I'm kind of just going to put it all over, and hopefully it melts a little bit. That looks pretty good for our first 2 layers. Okay, now we're gonna set this aside, and we're going to work on the next layer, which is the guacamole layer. So I got 1.5 jumbo avocados. If you don't have the really big ones, then you can definitely do like 3 or 4 smaller ones. That works as well. So I'm basically just going to be cutting up these avocados and then putting some onions, some cilantro, and then some lime and salt all together, and then just mixing it all up. Okay, so the guacamole layer is all done. So now we're going to put our 3rd layer in. This might be my favorite layer. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to do shredded lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and olives. So we're pretty much almost done. We're already 3 layers in, and so we just have a few layers to go. So I'm just going to wash up this lettuce, cut it up, and then pour it over. Okay, now for the tomatoes and the red onions. So nothing special here, literally just gonna cut it up and put it on top as well. And now we're just gonna do about like literally a small quarter, so like literally this much of a red onion. It's looking good so far. The last thing that we have to do is just put some black olives on top. So I just got a can of black olives, and I'm just gonna sprinkle a few on top. It's all done. It's looking super good. I'm about to show you the full product, but first I just want to talk about how I'm actually going to be enjoying this dip. So since we're making this all healthy, instead of regular tortilla chips, I'm going to be pairing it with the Siete grain-free tortilla chips. So these are basically made out of like cassava flour, avocado oil, coconut flour, chia seeds, and sea salt. That's it. So they're super healthy, super delicious. So without further ado, let me show you the final result. Hi gorgeous people, so it's a bit later. I have had a spoonful just to taste it and it is amazing. So I hope you do consider remaking this recipe because it's super easy, super simple. So as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like. And if you want to see weekly recipes, please make sure to subscribe. Bye!